Kimmy Badenoch is out. That's today. Kimmy Badenoch has been eliminated. Tom Tugendhat has been Tugendhatted. He got eliminated yesterday. Tugendhat got Tugendhatted. Badenoch got Badenoch out. Holy guacamole. Holy fucking guacamole. Now it's just Penny Mordaunt and Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss. That's it. Penny, Rishi, or Liz. That's it. We'll see if England is voluptuously vapid, airheads, super wealthy, surveillance state corrupted by info system, big tech, or maybe it's all about stable government, cutting taxes, defending the Ukraine, and saving British cheese from the big mouse industry. Now, remember when you were younger and you were just a poor, speaking cockneyed English, and then you became the queen? No, that can never happen. But you can. Elijah Doolittle become prime minister. Elijah Truss. So tomorrow we're going to see one more person get eliminated. My God, this shit is so fucking cutthroat. It's more cutthroat than a pirate or a Viking, a Tammany. It's more cutthroat than an American capitalist. It's like Survivor out here. It's like American Idol. It's like America's Got Talent. It's like Lord of the Flies out here. You Tories are cutthroat as fuck. But by July 20th, by tomorrow, the final two names will be known at 4 p.m. over their time. So we should know by 8 in the morning. Or 10 in the morning or some shit. Before noon, we will find out who the last two are. And then it'll be a month of campaigning. It'll be a month and a half of campaigning. Then September 5th, 6th is when they'll announce it. So there you go. There's your update. Tomorrow we're going to see who gets eliminated. That's only going to leave two left for the Tory members. Kimmy Badenoch is out. So that means the diversity departments are going to stay. Critical race theory is going to stay. Tom Tugendhat is out. So that means the brand new Ministerial Standards Commissioner, is not going to happen. England is not going to get a brand new Ministerial Standards Commissioner. Maybe a systems commissioner or operations, but never a standards commissioner. So that's what you did it to yourself, England. You did it to yourself. You didn't want Tom Tugendhat in charge. Now you're not going to get a standards commissioner. No, that's your fault. When there's only two candidates left, that's when the Queen... When there's only two candidates left, that's when the Queen flips a coin. No, not really. She makes them do crab races. She holds the basketball up real high and asks him who can get it. Whoever can get the ball. The Queen does jump ball for the prime ministership. Now that's silly. She actually makes them play Mario Kart. The Queen tells Liz and Rishi to play Mario Kart best 2 out of 3. Nah, hopscotch championships. So the final two candidates are going to be known by tomorrow. Let's listen to this guy for a half a second. Hey, this guy, he's got a nice comfortable sweater. And he's got a nice English accent. Professor Tim Wilson.
Party race. And this means that the loss of Tobias Ellwood's vote as well.
The Santa?
Can have a huge impact on whether Penny Mordaunt can reach second place at the next ballot. The votes for Kimmy Badenoch, there's 59 votes available. Those are now going to be spread between Rishi Sunak, Penny Mordaunt, and Liz Truss. The likelihood is that many of those votes are going to go to Liz Truss. Liz Truss is already inching up over Penny Mordaunt, and I think Penny Mordaunt probably needs as many votes as she can possibly get to ensure that Liz Truss, the person who looks like a Selfridge's mannequin on a bad day, is going to end up as the alternative to Rishi Sunak. Rishi Sunak, I think, is unlikely to be selected as the next Prime Minister by the
So it has to be Penny Mordaunt?
Because of his association with Boris and because of his association with Partygate. That strongly suggests...
Oh my God! So this motherfucker, he's making fun of Liz Truss. He is going after Liz Truss like a motherfucker. He hates Liz Truss. Hey, Professor Tim Wilson, why do you hate? Because she's about to get power and you've like, I've been following her career forever. And he acts like he's, better than everybody, right? He's got that English arrogance, that famous English arrogance. But if you're so much fucking better than everybody, why aren't you the prime minister? Huh? Professor Tim Wilson, you got 3,000 views on this. So clearly he's going to have some, influence. So the final two candidates are going to be known by tomorrow. The contest will move on to mass membership. That's where you have 200,000 Tories. And then that's who's going to determine the next prime ministership. Only 2,000 Tories? What the hell is the population of goddamn United Kingdom? Population, United Kingdom. Out of the entire population of the United Kingdom, we only have, out of 68 million people, only 200,000 people vote. That's less than 1%. Out of 68 million people, 68 million. 68 million? That's bigger than the Ukraine, isn't it? Ukraine's 44 million. Which means that's bigger than California. Yep. Ukraine is 44 million. California, 40 million. See, that's the difference between American democracy and British democracy. In California, if you're conservative, you have a right to vote. In England, apparently, most people don't have a right to vote. How come it's so low? 200,000 registered Tories, that's it. So 200,000. Talk about, that's not a democracy, that's an oligarchy. That's a rule by the few system. Well, according to the 200,000 people, and I bet you they, only I get a right to vote. Nobody else. Oh yeah? You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. I don't know why that Professor Tim Wilson hates Liz Truss so much, because I love her. I don't love her, but out of all the candidates, she's the best one. Out of the Rishi, what you want, Rishi Sunak? You want what? Penny Mordaunt? Yeah, right. You want just nothing, just a empty husk? Well, she is very, very pretty. She's very pretty. Yeah, I know. And when she could just blink and just talk about, the sky. I guess she's good for marketing, right? You put her face on the front of things. Is that what you're thinking? Professor Tim Wilson? Huh? Is that what you're thinking? Campaigning will take place throughout the summer. Paper ballots are going to be sent to members in August. Okay, so that's in 11 days. The final result is going to be announced on September 5th. 200,000. The new conservative leader and thus the prime minister is expected to be announced on September 5th. When the House of Commons returns from the summer recess on July 13th, Boris Johnson stated he plans to go to Buckingham Palace and resign on Tuesday, September 6th, the next day, with the new prime minister to be appointed by Queen Elizabeth II. Why do y'all still have a monarchy? Did you know that Rishi Sunak is more English than America? God damn, that Rishi Sunak, he is so English. Liz Truss once wanted to abolish the monarchy. Yup. Liz Truss once wanted to abolish the monarchy. It's all true. And now she's the most, the day after the revolution, even your most ardent revolutionary becomes a conservative. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Well, Rishi Sunak, he wants England to be the epicenter of the world in infrastructure, safe streets, affordable housing. And he wants to win a historic 5th Tory prime ministership. None of them were wanting to talk to Putin except for Liz Truss. Do you want a badass Liz Truss? That Eliza Doolittle, she's going to go over to goddamn Russia and just call Putin out. That's what she said. She ain't scared. She ain't scared of Vladimir the terrorist butcher. She don't give a fuck. Liz Truss would be like, Putin, knock it the fuck out. What you doing, man? You can't have your cake and eat it too. That's what Rishi Sunak. You can't have your cake and eat it too. What a dumb idiom. What a stupid expression. You know, I like this expression better. You can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution. But Rishi Sunak, the reason why I hate you can have your cake and eat it. What's the point of having cake if you don't eat it too? You're just going to sit the cake out? Well, you're allowed to have the cake. Just don't you eat it. Eat it. You can have your cake, just don't goddamn eat it. What's the point of having cake if you're not going to eat it? In fact, waste not, what not. How fucking wasteful. It's like, God, he wants his breakfast and he wants to eat it too. He wants his lunch. He wants his breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he wants to eat it too. We got to be honest. Borrowing your way out of inflation isn't a plan. It's a fairy tale. Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss have been going back and forth when it comes to tax cuts. Liz Truss says, I'm going to cut taxes and then cut some more taxes, and that's all I'm going to do is cut taxes. I'm going to blindly cut taxes. Just slash a tax there, slash it. Liz Truss said tax rises would undermine business investment just as the economy was faltering. You cannot tax your way to grace, Liz Truss said. Nobody loves British cheese and pears and apples as much as Liz Truss does. Voter polls also suggest that the Conservatives are falling significantly behind the opposition Labour Party. I'm very aware that while my party chooses a new leader, you are watching us pick your next prime minister. I hope you like at least one of us, Penny Mordaunt told television viewers. Whoever gets the job will take on rocketing inflation, low economic growth, lack of confidence in institutions, social service system on the verge of collapse. Liz Truss has proposed scrapping increases in payroll tax and corporate tax, which were proposed by Rishi Sunak at a cost of over £30 billion, $36 billion a year, to be funded by a slower reduction in government debt built up during the COVID-19 pandemic. Attorney General Suella Braverman knocked out of the race. She threw her support behind Liz Truss. Do what Suella Braverman does and support Liz Truss. England. Are you going to support Rishi Sunak? His wife owns Infosystem. He's all about big surveillance. His wife, who's making money from Russia, and with that big technology giant, him being all about big surveillance, that's a marriage made in heaven for, corruption. He'll become the prime minister, and then he'll go ahead and impose the surveillance state upon all of Britain, and then his wife will make bank off of it. David Frost has also supported. He's thrown his backing behind Liz Truss. So David Frost, Suella Braverman, Liz Truss is the one to go. You gotta support Liz Truss. My God, you gotta trust and trust. The Times newspaper reported that Boris Johnson was urging defeated leadership candidates to back anyone but Rishi. Anybody but Rishi, all right? Frost said Penny Mordaunt was not rough enough towards the EU, which is a key issue. That Penny Mordaunt, she's just not tough enough towards the EU. Anybody but Rishi. Usually, anybody but X, bet on X. So, it is like less than 1-to-1. That Rishi almost seems like he's got it. It's a lock. You want Rishi Sunak to take it? Well, it's going to be Penny Mordaunt. Why? Because she's voluptuously pretty. You need someone with intelligence, common sense, a good plan, a good head on their shoulders. Not just a pretty face. A prime minister needs something more than just big tits. They need big ideas and a big vision, and they need big, major progressive change. Bold progressive, that's what the hell. They need bold progressive change. Both Liz Truss, unfortunately, and Badenoch had criticized Penny Mordaunt for taking what they viewed to be as a too liberal stance on transgendered issues. The new leader will be selected by the country's 200,000 Conservative Party members and will be announced on September 5th. That's less than 1%. That's not a democracy. It's an oligarchy. It's weird that only 200,000 people in the UK out of fucking nearly 70 million people. Well, only 200,000 of us are conservative. Or what? Apathetic and complacent? Or is there? I mean, how many? Is everybody else the liberal Democrats? And then what happened to Labor? You had Labor and liberal Democrats, and what about the Greens? Is Penny Mordaunt's repeatedly advocated the use of homeopathy on the NHS. Homeopathy is a treatment based on the use of highly diluted substances that practitioners claim can cause the body to heal itself. Rishi Sunak openly ridiculed Liz Truss's tax plans, condemning what he called a wider, unfunded spree of borrowing and more debt among his competitors. He condemned the Truss's proposal to put off repayments of public debt built up due to COVID. There's no such thing as COVID debt. A visibly irritated Rishi Sunak told the foreign secretary, "Debt is debt, and the answer to too much borrowing can't be yet more borrowing. It's as simple as that." Rishi, Penny, Kimmy, Tom, and Liz. No more Tom, no more Kimmy, just Rishi, Penny, and Liz. Rishi, Penny, and Liz. And then it's only going to be Rishi and Penny, or Penny and Liz, or Liz and Rishi. Those are your only 3 options after tomorrow. So, holy shit, England. Should we listen to somebody else? Let's listen to one more little video. Okie dokie. Who else is talking about this UK election? Definitely not him. Not him. No, not him either. Not him. Okay, so very few people are talking about one of the most consequential elections in the world, which doesn't bode well for democracy. It's not, like I said, it's an oligarchy, not a democracy. It's an oligarchy, not a democracy. Do we have a video coming up here? It's looking like, oh, hold on. Uh-oh. All right, here we go. In full, Sky News, Kimmy Badenoch knocked out a Tory leadership contest. Sky News, here we go. Let's just go ahead and put 9:20. Hopefully this is a good 20 seconds.
So, and everyone sort of said, Tugendhat, a lot of those might back Kemi. So who knows what's going on? I wouldn't also put it past some of the other teams to be doing a bit of horse trading. What do you mean by that? Well, there may be some rival teams backing others to try to get through to that final second spot. I think can you explain? I don't understand that. Can you explain that? So it might be that you have some people on Team Truss versus some people on Team Mordaunt who are trading their votes around. And I think it's very clear to me that Rishi is so close to go across the line, but the battle is about the second place now, and actually it's on a knife edge, whether it's Liz, whether it's Penny, I don't know. I mean, I can't call it, can you? No, I obviously can't. I think genuinely have no... Do you not think Liz is edging it, given that the Badenoch vote's more likely to break for her than for Mordaunt? We just said that we thought some of the Tugendhat votes were going to break for Rishi. So actually, I think what you've got is not just a sort of left-right split here. There's lots of different issues. I mean, if you look on the right, for example, there's this genuine split over trans rights. Not something, I particularly think is a priority.